Hi everyone, welcome. I wanted to do a quick video on an update regarding the Alex Murdaugh case. If anybody's been following that, I know I have. It's been just learning all the details of the Alex Murdaugh case, could make your head spin. And there's more to the story now. Ms. Becky Hill has a lot of issues going on right now. She's the Colleton County Clerk of Court, and she has been accused of jury tampering by Alex Murdaugh's defense team. But now she's also been under some ethics investigations and some other things. So I'm going to actually let Fitz News, as you can see, I have it up here. Fitz News, let me make it a little bit bigger here. Fitz News, Will Folks, he's got all the info regarding Murdaugh. So if you have any questions about this case or want, deep dives, if you love to deep dive individual cases like I do, go to Fitz News. Definitely follow them on YouTube, follow them wherever you can, because they even have they have a Murdaugh tab where you can find everything there. So they should be a good source if you're looking for in deep dives. But anyways, I wanted to get on here real quick and do this update. This article was written by Fitz News January 5th, so 2 days ago from when I'm recording this video. I think I'm going to post it the following day. So it's by the time you see this is 3 days old, potentially even more. All right, so in late November, our media outlet published one of its initial in-depth reports detailing the escalating investigation into embattled Colleton County, South Carolina Clerk of Court Becky Hill. That story, derided by many as fake news, laid out some critical components of this still unfolding narrative. Yes, this is a very strange case and more just keeps unfolding. So first, our report revealed that Hill was the focus of two separate South Carolina State Ethics Commission investigations, which we have subsequently covered in much greater detail, including Hill's response to them. So if you want to read that, please definitely go to Fitz. Second, our November 27th, 2023 report was published just days after reporter Andy Fancher exclusively reported that Hill's son, Colleton County Information Technology Director Jeffrey Colt Hill, had been arrested on one count of wiretapping for having willfully and feloniously intercepted electronic phone communication. So he's the Becky Hill's son. Jeffrey Colt Hill is the was the Colleton County IT director up until most recently in November. He was arrested for wiretapping for intercepting electronic phone communications. So this is potentially communications that Hill had with potentially lawyers or jurors, or maybe she was having conversations with people trying to find out what they knew about her involvement with the jury. If she is in fact guilty of jury tampering, she might have been trying to cover her tracks. That's where that wiretapping comes from, I believe, was that they were trying to cover their tracks by investigating who knew what about her, because there's a lot of allegations coming Miss Hill's way. So, in his report on Jeffrey Hill's arrest, Fancher noted that Becky Hill was forced to surrender her phone to SLED upon the issuance of the search warrant. So SLED is the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division. They were also in charge of the investigation of the unalivings of Alex Murdaugh's wife Maggie and son Paul. All right, so on our late November report further linked Becky Hill to the investigation into her son and noted that investigators with the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division, again SLED, were exploring obstruction of justice charges against both Becky Hill and Jeffrey Hill as it relates to the mushrooming wiretapping scandal. So the wiretapping scandal we keep finding out more and more about this, and now it looks like Ms. Hill may be seeing charges against her for not just involvement in jury tampering, wiretapping, but now obstruction of justice. So let's see how this all plays out. Okay, so now we have additional information related to the obstruction allegations. First, though, why does Hill's story matter so much? Because in addition to the multiplying myriad of scandals she has stumbled into over the last few months, she remains the focus of a jury tampering investigation, which many believe will result in a new trial for convicted killer Alex Murdaugh. And I believe that he will probably get a new trial based on some of the allegations that were reported in the defense's filing for a motion for new trial. So Hill's office was responsible for the administration of Murdaugh's double homicide trial in Walterboro, South Carolina, last year, an international spectacle dubbed the trial of the century. Yes, it was huge. It was everywhere news-wise, and it was definitely a very wide, lots of coverage for that case, especially just there were so many details and so much was uncovered during the trial, and it was quite a spectacle, yes, as it's here dubbed, an international spectacle. All right, so in fact, it was Hill who announced Murdaugh's guilty verdicts to a waiting world on March 2nd, 2023. So 6 months after the trial, though, Murdaugh's attorneys accused her of tampering with the jury and engaging in an alleged conspiracy to have a juror believed to be favorable to Murdaugh removed from the panel. So if you were watching the Murdaugh trial, you might remember the egg juror lady, who she was interviewed, not via camera, but you heard the interview, the audio of it on all the, whoever was streaming the trial. You heard the egg lady saying, she didn't do anything wrong. She didn't talk to anybody about the trial, but for some reason, Ms. Becky Hill took it upon herself to ask this egg lady, the egg juror, if she, which way she was going, or, which way she was leaning verdict-wise, and, trying to get info from this woman, and eventually allegedly making up fabricating some information so that she would eventually get thrown off the jury. All right, so moving on, Murdaugh's attorneys, led by Dick Harpootlian and Jim Griffin, accused Hill of betraying her oath of office for money and fame, allegedly influencing the jury against Murdaugh in an effort to sell copies of her book, Behind the Doors of Justice, which she happened to be writing at the same time while this trial was taking place. So the book, incidentally, is at the heart of one of the ethics complaints Hill is facing. Hill has steadfastly denied that the tampering allegations, including in an affidavit submitted by the state opposing Murdaugh's bid for a new trial. So she flat out denies any jury tampering. She swore to it in an affidavit that the state submitted in response to the defense's motion. However, she and her supporters have been ensnared in a web of lies, and her book is currently being taken off the shelves after Hill admitted to plagiarizing portions of the text. So that just happened recently, that she admitted to plagiarizing, and as of yesterday, I still could find it and purchase it on Amazon. I did not purchase it, but it was able to be purchased on Amazon. I'm not in need of a Becky Hill plagiarized book. Sorry. Anyways, the tampering allegations are the focus of a retrial hearing scheduled for later this month in Columbia, South Carolina, before former South Carolina Chief Justice Jean Toll. You might remember Judge Newman was the presiding judge over the case, but he has since retired or will be retiring. I'm not exactly sure when his retirement date is. It might have passed. But either way, the defense wanted Judge Newman to be recused to recuse himself because he definitely had said some biased things in the media, even during sentencing and in the media after the trial had taken place. So I'm glad that they went with a new judge in this, because I would think that it's worth getting a new judge over when you have someone who presided over your trial before and let in all your financial crimes, and then still said some things. Anyways, moving on. In the meantime, though, the case against Hill is progressing, including some disturbing new revelations about the alleged destruction of evidence and other attempts to pervert the course of justice. So while Hill's recently released Colleton County emails have become a central focus of the story, somebody with the FOIA request received all of Becky's Colleton County emails, and there's a PDF somewhere out there that's thousands of emails long, and there's some very interesting and very damning things in there that Becky probably shouldn't have been discussing or doing. So anyways, while Hill's recently released emails have become a central focus of the story, we have heard a little about the cell phone records sought by investigators back in November in the aftermath of her son's wiretapping arrest. According to our sources, that's because the phone Becky Hill surrendered to SLED, an iPhone of dubious evidentiary value, remains the focus of an intense ongoing debate against agents and her attorneys. So here's a picture of Ms. Hill. All right, Becky Hill, email dump. As previously reported, the iPhone Becky Hill surrendered to SLED is not the phone that she used during the trial. Okay? But that's the phone that we want. All right. So nor is it a separate iPhone Hill has had reportedly been using. Okay. Let me re-say that. Nor is it a separate iPhone Hill has been reportedly been using. Since the allegations against her son were made public. Okay, so it's not the phone that she was using during trial, and it's not the iPhone that she had been using since the allegations. Okay. Sources familiar with the inquiry indicated Hill switched from a Samsung device to an iPhone in the days immediately after being accused of jury tampering in the Murdaugh case. Interesting timing, huh? So where is the Samsung phone used by Hill during the Murdaugh trial? No one knows. Agents specifically sought the Samsung device, but as of this writing, have not located it. They wanted the Samsung. A source familiar with the inquiry told us the search warrant specifically requested the Samsung. Nobody knows where it is. So which iPhone did Hill surrender? Again, it's not immediately clear whether SLED obtained the iPhone linked to Hill's original county-issued phone number, which has since been abandoned, or the iPhone linked to the new number she has been using since the scandal broke. Okay, so how many phones does this lady have? Here's where it gets tricky, though. Trickier, though, I would say. Hill hasn't only been swapping out devices and phone numbers in the aftermath of the trial, she's been moving wireless accounts, or rather, her son has been moving them. Really? So her wireless accounts are... Yeah, she's doing something shady there. As previously reported, Becky Hill's county-issued cell phone number was reportedly released from its taxpayer-funded Verizon account and added to her personal account. This, we were told, was part of an effort to evade accountability, specifically to dodge a looming subpoena from the State Ethics Commission from her cell phone records. Wow. We have since confirmed this switcheroo of Ms. Becky's phone line was requested by her son, Jeffrey Hill, on July 24th and effectuated 2 days later. Okay, so they moved fast. Records show that on July 26th, this line was transferred from Colleton County to a Yahoo email account linked to Becky Hill. Of interest, Hill reportedly told investigators on multiple occasions that she did not keep the county-issued Samsung phone after she transferred the line from the county. Okay. She was saying she was no longer using the county equipment, one source told us. Her whole story was that she didn't keep the phone when she left the county plan. Clearly, she was until September 5th. So, where'd the phone go? Which, of course, was the day Murdaugh's attorneys accused Hill of jury tampering. Okay, so that's interesting timing, huh? So at the same time, her son was switching out his mother's cell phone account in late July, mysterious things were happening with Jeffrey Hill's two phones, a Samsung device linked to his personal number and another Samsung device provided by the county. According to sources familiar with the status of the investigation, Hill ordered a new Samsung phone for use of his county-issued line on or about July 18th and disposed of a county-issued Samsung phone he was previously using. So what happened to that device? It was destroyed, we are told, and thrown into a dumpster. Why? So why did Jeffrey Hill allegedly destroy or throw away his work phone and transfer his mother's county-issued phone line in late July? Because according to our sources, that's when he realized he had been caught wiretapping Colleton County Deputy Administrator Megan Utsi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but sorry, Megan, if I didn't say it right. Purportedly, as part of an effort to keep Becky Hill abreast of the investigations into her conduct. So that is where the wiretapping comes in. There's another person that works at Colleton County, Deputy Administrator, and Jeffrey Hill was trying to intercept those communications to find out what they knew about Becky Hill's involvement, or Becky Hill's conduct, rather, because there were many things that she did, not just with the Murdaugh trial, but there's other misappropriating funds and things like that are also allegations against her. So Jeffrey Hill was suspended on July 27th for wiretapping Utsi the day after his mother's county-issued phone line was officially transferred. So he returned to work on August 14th. In other words, it would appear he got rid of his original work phone just in time. All right, so 3 weeks after he was reinstated, so he's still working at Colleton County, according to this. He was reinstated. The jury tampering allegations were leveled against his mother, prompting a dramatic escalation of the situation. So he was suspended, and then reinstated. Okay. And then the jury tampering allegations were leveled against his mother, prompting a dramatic escalation. Talking too much. Okay, 3 weeks after he was reinstated, the jury tampering allegations were leveled against his mother, prompting a dramatic escalation of the situation. So within a week of those allegations being made public on or about September 11th, SLED sought to interview Jeffrey Hill related to the wiretapping allegations, which is when he allegedly destroyed his personal Samsung phone. So conveniently, his phone gets destroyed right about the time he gets investigated. According to our sources, Hill destroyed his personal Samsung phone the moment he learned SLED wanted to interview him. He definitely knew the walls were closing in on him. And there's a picture of Jeffrey Hill. And that's his mugshot. All right, so Jeffrey Hill's new county-issued Samsung phone was surrendered to SLED upon his arrest. According to our sources, the device obtained by investigators had been factory reset, which, according to the company, completely erases your personal information and data to make your phone or tablet a clean slate. So he wiped his phone clean and then handed it over to authorities. If that's not suspicious, I don't know what is. So Jeffrey Hill's new personal Samsung phone was also surrendered to SLED upon his arrest. So his old phone that he had, or no, his county issued phone and then his personal phone, both had been reset, factory reset. 6 cell phones, 2 of them allegedly destroyed, 2 of them factory reset, 1 reportedly missing, 1 which investigators have in their possession but is clearly not the device they sought via their subpoena. Frankly, this alone constitutes a compelling case for alleged obstruction of justice on the part of Becky Hill and her son. Not only that, these evasive measures appear to have taken place at pivotal moments in the evolution of this story, i.e., when Jeffrey Hill allegedly became aware that he had been caught eavesdropping on Utsi, when the jury tampering allegations against Becky Hill became public, and when Jeffrey Hill was first contacted by SLED about an interview. Even more problematic, we have received troubling reports that SLED agents and officials sought at various points during the investigation to downplay any possible connection between Jeffrey Hill's eavesdropping of Utsi and the ethics investigations into Hill. We are continuing to probe the evolution of the inquiry and will provide updates to our audience, including a more detailed discussion of SLED's role in the investigation of this writing. Becky Hill's cases remain with ethics investigators, although we have been told to expect a criminal referral at some point soon. So all that being said, she's most likely going to be receiving criminal charges in the upcoming future for jury tampering hasn't been proven yet, but potentially they're investigating these wiretapping and other allegations that Becky where she was inappropriate in using her power as the clerk of court, or trying to anyways. So meanwhile, Attorney General Alan Wilson, whose office prosecuted Murdaugh, has accepted prosecutorial jurisdiction over both Becky Hill and Jeffrey Hill's cases, but has yet to say whether he is referring either matter to a non-conflicted solicitor or whether he is assigning them to the statewide grand jury for further investigation, which has been requested. All right, and there is our author of this article, Will Folks, and he knows everything Murdaugh inside and out. So there we go with Becky's with the latest regarding Becky's case and what's going on, it's just very curious that all of the cell phones are either missing, lost, destroyed, not the ones they asked for, or factory reset, which, I mean, that's just so suspicious. I just don't know how, like, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like, here, I'm giving you the phone. I'm giving you the phone you asked for, but all the data, that's not giving you that. Sorry. Anyways, so thank you for joining me. I wanted to go over that article really quickly because I thought that it's important to follow up with what's going on with Miss Hill, because a lot's still unfolding, and we're gonna have a hearing with Judge Toll, that special appointed Chief Justice that was assigned to rule over the hearing as to whether Murdaugh gets a new trial or not. I can't remember the date of that, but I know it's coming up this month. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments below if you liked it. Please don't forget to comment, or like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you join me for my next video. Thank you so much. Bye.